Your whole life can change with one decision. Not a series of perfect moves, not years of flawless execution, not a lucky break that falls from the sky. One decision, made in a single moment by a person who finally got tired of living a life that didn't fit them, can redirect everything. The career, the relationships, the health, the sense of purpose, the way you wake up in the morning and feel about the day ahead. One decision. And the reason most people never make it isn't because they lack intelligence or talent or opportunity. It's because they underestimate how close they actually are to the turning point. They think transformation is far away, somewhere on the other side of a long, complicated journey, when in reality, it is one honest, courageous decision away from where they are standing right now. Welcome to Motivation Daily. This is March 11th, and today we are talking about the most powerful force in the human story, a made-up mind. Think back over your own life. Think about the moments that genuinely changed the direction of everything. I'd be willing to bet that almost all of them trace back to a single decision. The day you decided to leave, the day you decided to stay, the day you said yes when everything in you wanted to say no, or said no when the world was pressuring you to say yes. The day you picked up the phone or put it down. The day you walked into a room you almost didn't enter. Life is not shaped by grand, sweeping forces beyond our control, at least not mostly. It is shaped by these small, decisive moments that we barely recognize as the turning points they are. A decision made on a Tuesday afternoon that you'll spend the next 10 years living out. A conversation that lasts 5 minutes and changes your entire trajectory. A single morning where you finally decide enough is enough. We talk so much about habits, systems, routines, and those things absolutely matter. But underneath all of it, before any of it is possible, there has to be a decision. A real one, not a wish, not a vague intention, not a resolution you half believed when you made it. A true, bone-deep, I am no longer willing to live this way decision. That is the hinge everything else swings on. So what makes a decision real? What separates the kind that actually changes your life from the kind you've made a dozen times before and abandoned by Friday? The difference is identity. When a decision is just a goal, you pursue it until it gets hard and then you negotiate with yourself. When a decision is an identity shift, when you stop saying, I want to be that person, and start saying, I am that person starting now, the whole dynamic changes. You're no longer fighting your own resistance every single day. You're just acting in accordance with who you've decided you are. Think about someone who quit smoking after years of failed attempts. Ask them what finally worked, and almost every time the answer isn't a new method or a better patch or a stronger willpower. The answer is that one day they just decided they were no longer a smoker. Not trying to quit. Done. Identity changed. Decision locked. And from that moment, every temptation was handled differently because they were operating from a different self-concept. That same shift is available to you right now, in whatever area of your life feels stuck, stagnant, or suffocating.
You are one decision away from being someone who works out every day, not someone who is trying to, someone who does. You are one decision away from being someone who builds their business before sunrise, who saves before they spend, who speaks up instead of shrinking, who chooses their long-term peace over their short-term comfort. One decision away. That's it. That's all that separates the life you have from the life you want. Now I know what the hesitation is because I've felt it too. The hesitation is this: what if I make the decision and I still fail? What if I commit fully and it doesn't work? What if I burn the bridge and the other side isn't what I thought it would be? Here's what I've learned about that fear. The pain of a failed attempt fades. The lessons from a sincere effort compound. But the weight of a decision you never made, that one gets heavier with time, not lighter. Every year you carry it, it costs you more. More energy, more joy, more of the aliveness that makes life feel worth living. The risk of deciding is real, but the cost of not deciding is guaranteed. So let me ask you directly. What is the decision you have been circling for months, maybe years? What is the change you know you need to make, but keep deferring because the timing isn't right, because you're not ready, because it feels too big and too scary and too permanent? What if today was the day you stopped circling and landed? What if this was the moment, this unremarkable Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever day you're watching this, that you look back on 10 years from now as the day everything shifted? Not because of some dramatic external event, but because of a quiet internal revolution. A moment where you looked at your life honestly and said, I am capable of more than this. I deserve better than this. And starting right now, I am going to live like I believe that. That decision is yours to make. No one can make it for you. No video, no book, no mentor, no perfect circumstance. Just you, in this moment, choosing. You are one decision away from a completely different life. Make it. If today's the day you're making that decision, tell me about it in the comments. I want to witness it with you. Share this with someone who is right on the edge of their turning point. Subscribe to Motivation Daily and come back tomorrow because we show up every single day for people who are serious about becoming who they're meant to be. See you tomorrow. Keep going.